Oh, I thought y'all had a breakfast buffet.
No, it's menu only for breakfast.
Really?
Yep.
That gum. Never mind. Let's go over here and check out these vehicles. They're out in a public setting. I have the right to be in public. Got the old skull on. Yeah. What do they got back here? Got some Lysol. You don't see all that? How junky it is. See what we got here. Yeah, buddy. We got the po-po. Got the po-po. What they got inside here? I thought they had a breakfast at Brenda's Kitchen. I thought they had a breakfast bar, and they don't. 12:33. 12:35. All right. Then we got all the ambulances up here wasting taxpayer money. Yeah, buddy. Should I hang around? Ah, they'll get me for lottery. Yeah, buddy. Look at these fucking cops. I went inside. I don't know who those cops are. So yeah, buddy. Now I wished I hadn't left my biscuit in the dadgum truck. Is that air conditioner that loud? Huh? The what? Refrigeration. Well, that's what I mean. That thing's that loud. Damn, y'all can hear it in there going down the road. Damn. Have a good one. All right, I'm walking up here to Tractor Supply, which doesn't open up to 8 o'clock for some reason. You would think something pertaining to farming, they'd open up at the crack of the sunrise, you know? Co-op opens up at like 6 in the morning. But this is part of the DI or DI, whatever. Part, they like the purple haired people, whatever you call that. Let me get a cigarette out here. I can't see, man. It's so damn bright out here. I know somebody's chatting. I just can't see what they're saying. Who's saying it? Man, I could have. Man, I thought Brenda's Kitchen had breakfast buffet. Man, I'm starving right now. Oh hell, I forgot I bought another lighter. Hey, anybody notice Bic lighters don't last as long as they used to? Look, this is a brand new Bic lighter. Let's see how long it'll last. This in here is only a week old and it's about out. That's terrible, ain't it? Who we got in this chat? I cannot see y'all. Joni, how you doing? Mountain Girl, how you doing? Paris Logan, how you doing? All right, I think I caught up on it. Joyce Parker said hi. Will, how you doing? Yeah, I saw them cop cars, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go in there, and if it's these cops that fuck with me, I'm fixing to fuck with them in a public setting. Totally legal. I'm just gonna ask them questions. Look at these weird ass looking clouds. But yeah, I'm so sick of everything. I figured it out though. I need a daggone civil lawyer, I guess a federal civil lawyer, and I'm gonna sue this town. I'm gonna sue the police department, the judicial system, everybody. They have violated my rights under the color of law, man. I hurt Officer Cook's feelings by telling her to identify me as daddy, and that caused every bit of problems I got. I hear sirens. Oh, they were just at the daggum the breakfast place. Man, I can't believe I thought they had an all-you-could-eat breakfast. What? I can't read that. Oh yeah, it's definitely effed up. I only got 6 points on my license. One is for, or I don't know what the points are divided into, but I've got speeding and going over a fog line. But I never did go over a fog line because I wasn't even in the lane near the fog line when the blue lights came on. I was changing lanes. I was halfway through changing lanes. Blue lights come on, and then I'm getting arrested for going over a fog line. I didn't even. I had the line. The left and right lane, that middle line right there, was in the middle of my vehicle. You know what I mean? I was straddling it. I hadn't even fully changed lanes when the blue lights come on. And they're gonna tell me I went over the fog line on the right. And give me a sobriety test. Knowing I ain't drank nothing. Right here in this parking lot, right here. It happened way out there around that corner. Fucking lying ass, bitch ass cop. I'm sorry, but this female is a fucking, she's naturally a pig being she's on the force, but she's actually a female dog. You know what I mean? She's a bitch. And I'm gonna let her know daddy's gonna dot her eye. She's gonna be on call with a black eye. Daddy's gonna punch that eyeball. Oh, I can pass them drunk. Man, I sat there. This is a long time ago. I don't drink and drive. I haven't drank and drive in over 20 years because I learned my lesson. You can get drunk and not remember getting home and never get stopped, but you can drink one beer and get stopped and get a DUI. It's the craziest thing. The craziest thing. When you drink barely anything, you got enough to get something on your breath, you're going to get a DUI, but you can be drunker than a skunk and nothing ever happened to you. But yeah. No, one time my RX-7 blew up on the interstate. It was in January. It was cold. And where I was at, I was like, man, this is before Germantown Road was 2-lane back in the day. And from the interstate to 64 highway on Germantown Road was nothing but woods. And the only gas station I could get to would have been on 64, and I would have had to walk about 2 miles to get to it. And it was like in the 30s, man. I'm like, man, this ain't gonna work. And I'm sitting there, and the blue lights come on behind me. I'm like, good, at least I got some help. Because I wasn't that drunk. I mean, I was drunk, but I wasn't drunk. Cop comes up. I tell him, yeah, my motor just blew up. See if I get a ride to the gas station. Next thing I know, I'm having to do sobriety tests and all sorts of shit. And then they're like, well, we need you to blow in this. I'm like, I'm not blowing in nothing. So they handcuff me and throw me in the back of the car. The other cops up there, they got the window cracked. I hear the DUI cop tell the other cop, man, he just aced the sobriety test. The only way we'll get him is on the breathalyzer. And like I said, I was refusing that motherfucker. You know, you lose your license for a year if you do not submit to the alcohol breathalyzer. Yep, it don't matter. If you're not drunk and you don't blow, you lose your license. If you are drunk and you do blow, it's going to positively make you lose your license. So you're in a no-win situation. So anyhow, I learned my lesson. I don't drink and drive because it just ain't worth the fucking problems. They don't open up to 8. I know, that's why I keep telling them, man. I was like, you know, y'all operate with farm equipment stuff, and farmers are up at the crack of dawn. Man, I didn't really see you walking up to it, but yeah, 8 o'clock. There goes one of them oinkers right there. Somebody might have said, we saw somebody walking around. There goes the other oinker. I cannot see my screen to even record these cops, man. Daggum oinkers have left the premises. I'm waiting for them to come up. I didn't know who those oinkers were. Damn, that old Dodge. Y'all hear that thing? Them upper A arms and lower A arms are just making some racket. Alice, how you doing? I'm sorry I ain't keeping up this chat. I can't pass. Okay, I guess I am keeping up the chat. The all-seeing eye is watching everything. Oh, this world is a fucking joke, man. You hurt people's feelings and they fuck you up like this, man. I cannot make it to work. I cannot find work. I cannot drive. I cannot drive my truck to the highway to sell shit out of the back of it. Do y'all realize how financially strapped I am right now? I have lost the ability to function in this world because they took my driver's license for telling a fucking cop to identify me as daddy. That did it. God. And I can't find a lawyer to sue these MFers because Freed Hardeman, the Christian universities in this county. So as soon as I ain't lying, every lawyer's office I called, even the one that's doing the $3.5 million lawsuit on the Madison County Sheriff's Department, I called that law firm up and told them I need a lawyer that will sue. And they said, well, we don't have any that do that. I go, ma'am, the reason I'm calling you is I saw the news and it showed Chris so-and-so lawyer of your firm suing them for $3.5 million. And you're going to tell me they don't do that? Because they found out it's Chester County. Chester County's got a do not do civil lawsuits against the town. So there's not a, I don't know what it is. I don't know how it's legal. but the lawyers are scared to get disbarred. This county is the last county established in Tennessee. It's the newest county, and it is run by a daggum mob organization like you ain't never seen, man. These cops cover for each other. Look, I got on video two different cameras. This cop stealing $20 out of my wallet. They would not let me file charges, so I had to file a complaint. So I'm like, all right, instead of just putting it all in writing, I'm going to supply a thumb drive or this cop taking the money out of my wallet. There's no denying it. Well, under their investigations, they found that their officer did no wrongdoing. But I'm $20 shy. I had a 20 and a 1 in my wallet, you know? And look, here's my wallet. Y'all hear, you hear that? It's a magnet. You could hear that magnet shut. You could see the cop put something in his pocket after he pulled his hand away. But yet, oh no, he didn't steal it. Okay, how come when I go into the cigarette store with my last 20 and my last $1 bill, and I go to buy cigarettes and I open up my wallet and all I got is a $1 bill and no 20? And I'm like, what the hell? I couldn't figure it out, right? I got home, got my daggum dash camera memory card, loaded it in the computer, and saw why my 20 was missing. Ooh, what time is it? They ain't gonna open a minute earlier. That's terrible, ain't it? Daggum farmers are up at the crack of dawn. Huh? Who? Co-op? Well, the co-op ain't got what I need. But you would think. Well, look at Sims Lumber Company. You would think they'd be open on the weekend. Yeah, they're closed all weekend when everybody's doing projects. Yeah. Just bow down and lick the boots. That's what they want us to do. Lick the boots and stomping on your throat. Especially this corrupt dadgum Henderson City Police Department around there, that Officer Cook. That officer is gonna wind up in a lot of trouble. You know, they suspended my license because I hurt their feelings. I used my First Amendment to protest against how they were doing me, and they didn't like it. So I only got 6 points on my suspended license that should be valid. I got a letter from the state said they're suspended due to lack of medical information. You ever heard of such? Yep. How's that work? For what? Yeah, but I mean, as far that's CDL. I'm talking about just regular driver's license. You got a point system, and I'm at 6. If you get 12, you lose your license. So here I am. I'm at 6 points, speeding, and the fake one of going over a fog line that I didn't do from Officer Cook. Anyhow, I go to court. I pay all my fines. And then later on, I get a letter from the Homeland Security. So I just had my driver's license renewed 2 months before they got suspended. So how did I get them renewed? Do the eye test and everything, and now they're suspended due to medical misinformation or lack of medical information, I mean. I just had them renewed. Well, who would report me like that? No, I ain't never had a wreck in my life.
I went to my insurance company down here. They got insurance on the Jeep she bought, and I had a balance issue before I hit a IED in a wreck. And I stood up and left out. I went to AutoZone. There was a boy there that was on the rescue squad with me, but he had the police sponsor too. They called me in for a DUI, and I ain't drank since I was 21 years old. So I was an army.
How did that?
Because I have balance issues.
Oh.
So he told me about it, and I had to go down to the city police office. I walked in there and I said, "Hey, here I am, y'all DUI." We sat there and we talked and bullshitted around for about 15, 20 minutes. I said, "All right, man, why don't you get out of here? Stop this." But it is what it is, and I'm kind of glad people do that.
Well, it ain't what. Look, when you got the.
If I had been drunk,
Well,
been drunk and got out and killed somebody.
My problem, I ain't drinking and driving. I haven't done that in over 20 years. I learned my lesson. You can drink one beer and get a DUI. So I learned that lesson. So I'm not drinking and driving. I'm not doing any kind of drugs. I'm just minding my own business sitting at the house, and I get a letter in the mail saying my license is suspended due to lack of medical information. And I'd like to know what other information they need. I just had my license renewed, just did the eye test. All right, I gotta go in here.